Thank you so much for staying with us. So on Saturday night, the Press Association of Jamaica held its National Journalism Awards, and I wanted to just spend a little time congratulating our producers who walked away with awards. Our spin-off program, All Angles Investigates, copped 2 awards. Vashan Brown won 1, Giovanni Dennis won 1, former producer and former production assistant Jevaughn Gordon won Young Journalist of the Year with one of his pieces that had aired on All Angles, the other 2 on Beyond the Headlines. So let's listen to them and take a look back at the work.
All the categories were super competitive against excellent competitors. I mean, everybody's doing excellent work in the categories who were shortlisted. So to come away with the Best Feature Award, I thought was very good. I'm especially proud for All Angles Investigates. I thought SSL would have perhaps gotten the nod because that was an excellent story, but we also did good work in what we do as well. And I think the judges appreciated how we treated what we're doing. We take, great pride in ensuring that we put a lot of research in what we're doing. We also try to literally get all angles. We don't just have the name just to have the namesake. That we genuinely try to get all angles of a story and present it in the most comprehensive way that we can, and in a clear way for the audience to understand the issues. And, I'm really pleased that it's the second year running that we're winning this award. And I'm also very pleased for the team for what we're doing with All Angles Investigators. It's a small team and we work very hard, and I'm really, really happy that we achieved that. Why I did the shark attack one, it was simple. We were on an assignment looking at the sargassum and how it was impacting fishers, and we were told that one of them earlier in the year had lost an arm. He was attacked by a shark, and that immediately sparked my interest. I just wanted to hear the story of that man who had his arm bitten off by a shark. And then we were seeing a lot of videos online with shark attacks and sharks being caught. So I'm like, hey, something seems to be happening here, and I wanted to investigate that. So that's really why I chose those stories.
A regular day at sea, on the job, and this happens. Being in the dominion of sharks can be scary. Surrounded by water, no land in sight, circled by the sea's apex predator. These are spear fishermen from Mitchelltown, Clarendon. This was recorded in 2021, one of the regular sightings of sharks by fishermen in Jamaican waters.
Just catch a Billy's better, see me? Big old dirty shark.
On January 21, 2023, a video surfaced on social media site TikTok. It depicted an 11-foot shark surrounded by scores of people in this spot, right here in Billy's Bay, Treasure Beach, St. Elizabeth. The fisherman who caught that shark was Richard Parchment.
Another colleague, Bazmore Moxham, was having difficulties with his fishing net entangled in the reef.
We set the net in the night, right? So it's like the net fast in the stone, so we couldn't get it clear in the night. So if we set it back off, and we'll clear it in the morning.
Mr. Parchment is the best diver in Treasure Beach. Mr. Moxham sought his help.
When I tell him to pull it up, keep coming to us where it's hitched, then I can start clear when the boat came closer. When I start looking to see if I see any fish in it, saw a couple good sized fish like this. When I go down closer to the boat, I saw the shark entangling in it. But it was wrapped up so much that even the rope time up.
First of all, I still haven't come to terms in terms of winning this award because I didn't expect it. First of all, I didn't expect it, but when I won it, it was this feeling of joy that overcame me. That explains the whole jumping up and down and screaming and so forth. But it was just a very exciting moment knowing that it's something that I put a goal towards and I achieved it in the end. So most of the stories that I do are related to youth issues. So whether it's amplifying the voices of youth advocacy type things, as well as giving those young people who have done great things in Jamaica a personality interview, or just those type of light-hearted type of issues. But then it took one step further in doing the Leaving Home documentary, Youth Migration, and also Zoom University. So first, Zoom University was more about how did the online Zoom Blackboard Collaborate era of education affected young people in university. Leaving Home, the Youth Migration, was to really and truly get what's in the minds of young people about their living standard here in Jamaica and finding ways and solutions in terms of how we can keep our young demographic within the country. What are some of the reasons they're leaving? And for all angles, my little introduction into investigative journalism, I must say, was the Clifton and Bernard Lodge squatter settlement issue. I love doing stories that amplify the voice of marginalized communities. So I took the story from that angle in terms of exploring how the persons in Clifton and Bernard Lodge felt about what was going on.
We just hear like last night, and by the next morning, then just come in and just let down everything.
She's talking about the demolition of houses in the Bernard Lodge area near Clifton in St. Catherine. The demolition started on Thursday, October 6.
Up first this evening, there was high drama in a section of Bernard Lodge, St. Catherine today as demolition crews began the removal of illegal structures in the area.
Prime Minister Jevaughn had announced the demolition in Parliament on October 5, 2022.
The government will act to demolish those structures.
According to the Prime Minister, the land had been captured by criminal gangs. After the demolition, he came back to Parliament.
Notice there wasn't any activity in the reserved area in 2019. So no one, Madam Speaker, can claim any adverse possession.
But the demolition has reignited discussions about squatting and land reform in Jamaica. It's a long-standing problem.
So I'm happy that I was able to win the award for excellence in reporting on health, particularly because I wanted to highlight this very complex issue. How does intimate partner violence relate to the health sector? And so I'm happy that the judges decided that this piece was deserving of recognition. I decided to report on this issue because it started from a question, and that question was, what happens when COVID-19 forced families to stay at home? And one of the things I thought about was domestic violence, intimate partner violence, because the idea was if people are locked in because of the pandemic, what might be happening at home?
Even before the pandemic, the police response to reports of intimate partner violence was up for scrutiny.
When a number of these women even go out and actually speak to police officers or other individuals, they are somewhat apprehensive to even go and investigate the matter, because a number of them will actually say, go ahead, man, it's just a little thing, man, misunderstanding, and not realizing that one time is one time too many. So the entire structure in terms of how we think and where we are as a people is also contributing to what we have inside the woman's head for them not to even want to speak.
If I report a matter to you at the police station, we should be able to see sanctions being thrown at the police officers who don't take these cases seriously. Right? We're not seeing that. Nobody is being held accountable.
But the police insist the matter is taken seriously, and they say they intensified their response since COVID-19. The JCF's Domestic Violence Intervention Liaison Officer says during the pandemic, the force implemented a policy on how to deal with incidents of domestic violence. She argues that the police have become more sensitive in dealing with these incidents.
Not only there's a policy, we have been doing continuous training, because as we speak, we just completed Portland, having done all of Era 1, which is St. James, Westmoreland, Trelawney, and Hanover. And we have done Portland, heading into St. Anne shortly.
Now they always say congratulations.